Hey guys, it's me. Just making a quick follow-up video because I think the last video that I made probably showed you at my most vulnerable state ever that I can think of. In case you haven't realized, my first stage of grief consists of skipping right past denial and straight into angry mode, and not just any kind of anger. Like I'm talking like anime. I'm talking like Sasuke. I'm talking about that level of anger, like a Harvey Dent from Batman. It's supposed to be the best of all of us kind of anger. It's just falling and flipping to the side of darkness. That's kind of where I was at for the longest time. Obviously, as you can see, the good news is that I can laugh again. The bad news is that I am also capable of telling bad jokes again. So, yeah, enter Thanos' perfectly balanced meme right here. If you didn't know, I left the internet for the past week or so after I received news about Etika's passing. I believe I am recording this almost exactly a week since I heard of the news. I then made a video shortly after hearing the news because once it happened, I was reached out by a lot of people asking me how I felt, knowing how vested I was in this entire situation. After that, I deleted most of the social media apps off my phone and just kind of stayed away from the internet because every time I came back or looked, Etika was just everywhere, and it kind of just made me angry and sad all over again. So I just needed to get away from that. During my time away, I realized I went into my second stage of grief, which is just basically play an ass load of video games. I was playing Dragon Quest 11, and I was trying to learn how to play that Teamfight Tactics League of Legends auto chess game. To be honest, I just didn't know what to do with all the pent up bitterness that I had inside of me. I just felt like a swarm of like negative energy just swirling up all in here. Like I'm not even trying to be like dramatic or anything like that, but whatever it was, like it was definitely a feeling that I could feel physically here, and it was consuming my ass. Started realizing that I think it was because I didn't have anything or anyone to channel my anger and sadness into, and I didn't want to let it go either. So I was basically mad at the clowns on the internet who just continually to egg Etika on during that entire fiasco. I was frustrated about the fakes that came out to profit off of Etika's death, seemingly out of nowhere. Then there's Keemstar. Um, it took every fiber in my body not to make a video on him to do a late omni on Keemstar because I've been watching him closely throughout the entire process that has been Etika, and I don't like it at all. And I have some words, a lot on my chest, but I've just been trying to not do that because I think it would. I'm not even going to go there. And honestly, I was really mad at myself because I felt like I could have done more, like there, just a little bit more, and I felt like it wasn't enough, and I could have gone that extra mile to take that last step, and that could have made the difference. Anyway, I don't want to drag this out or make this extremely depressing or any of that shit, okay? Long story short, when I came back, I was completely overwhelmed by the comment section in that video that I made. It was hundreds and thousands of you out there basically kind of saying like, yeah, you kind of know how I feel exactly, and you guys were just supporting me. It was an absolute insane amount of support all around. When I reinstalled Twitter, I also came back to a whole bunch of DMs and tweets from just, I don't know who. It was just so many people, and I was just like, wow, like that were just concerned about me, and just saying that the video kind of helped them to kind of get their feelings in place as well. And at that point, I feel like I just couldn't be mad anymore because all you freaking goons were just in my pocket, kind of really just trying to uplift me. So any kind of anger or sadness or hate just started to fizzle out. And it was just getting to the point where I just couldn't hold on to it anymore. And especially when I started seeing these goddamn Etika videos where this goddamn clown would go around and making me laugh, and it's just highlights of him everywhere, and it pisses me off because I'm like, I want to be I want to be mad, I'm like, I want to be Sasuke mode, but this asshole is just, even past the grave, just fucking making me laugh, and I can't stand his ass. I'm better now. I'm still bitter. I'm still angry. I think that I have lost a part of myself that probably won't return. I think that I have changed permanently as a person because of this. But throughout all of it, I do think that I am now finally better. Is it weird that I'm mad that people are moving on from this? I know that's selfish of me to be mad about, like, people have their own way of grieving and people deserve to be able to move on, including myself. So I'm kind of mad at myself at the same time. To see the world go back to the way it was so quickly is it's really scary. It's kind of scary how this event shook me and a lot of you guys watching. It shook us kind of to the core, and yet at the same time, simultaneously, how insignificant and small it is to like the rest of the world. To be honest, I don't think people are going to change. I have no faith in people or humanity. I know that sounds like, you know, the same thing that the evil antagonists say in books and anime and stuff like that. But honestly, I just don't. Never have, never will. But I do believe in individuals. Like, I do believe that I feel like life is kind of like an RPG, and that you kind of live your life, you know, sifting through a lot of BS and random boss encounters and mob encounters until you find people who are supposed to be in your party. So even though I'm not a huge fan of the mass, when you get into the thick and the weeds of things, you end up meeting specific people and specific kinds of communities that you should be meeting, that make life more meaningful. You know, a lot of people say that the best thing that you can do is kind of live your life in a way that Etiquette would want you to. That's the, you know, best way to honor, you know, someone's death, to honor his death. And first it just frustrates me because I don't want to honor some. I don't want that person to die in the first place. But then I thought about, like, okay, if it's me and I'm gone and I passed away, or some of you have passed away, and I, for some reason, could see the people that I cared about from the afterlife, from the beyond, I would want them to live their best lives. So I can agree with that notion that would be my hope as well. That's something that kind of helps me to move forward. I'm also reminded that what Etiquette was for me is also what I might be for some people as well. That was something that was shown in the YouTube comments, that I have had an impact. Yeah, it just hurts, you know? Like, I don't know if this hurt will ever kind of subside. I feel like it's going to stick with me for life, but I mean, at this point, it's also about a matter of what am I going to do with the pain. I can't sit here and, you know, lick my wounds for the rest of my life, but I will carry that pain. So I guess the question now is, what are we going to do with the pain that we are now holding on to? And yeah. Anyway, throughout the entirety of this video, I've basically been speaking from my point of view. But I think it's because I feel like a lot of you guys can relate. A lot of you guys can see and feel exactly where I'm coming from, especially given the context of this situation. My hope is that if you've lost anyone, whether that's Etiquette or anybody else, and you're experiencing this kind of grief and pain, maybe even double or triple what it is with me, or maybe not as much, but there's something going on and you don't know how to deal with, that you're not alone in sharing that pain. I felt for the longest time I was alone, but I was not. That was stupid of me. From when I read in the comments and from the DMs, a lot of people were right there. They cared and they understood. And the same applies to you. There are people who care and understand where you are and want to support you. Like, honestly, there's just too much love and joy for us to pursue in life. You know, like with all this pain that we feel, as well, the sadness and the sorrow and the anger, on the other side, of the flip side, is happiness and joy. It's the proof that we feel as crappy as we feel is proof that the opposite exists and it's obtainable, and the pursuit of it is what we're kind of after. This is really hard for me to say, but I couldn't save Etika, and I get it. Okay, I get it. It's not my responsibility. It's not my fault. There's only so much someone can do for someone who is accepting of the help. I get it. Okay, I just saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse again for Netflix. I get it. Okay, you can't save everyone. It's hard to continue doing what it is that you try to do, what I've been trying to do on this platform, when you can't save the people that matter the most, or some of the people that are closest to you. It's really easy to kind of lose faith in what it is that you're doing. I think the reality is that Etika just couldn't save himself. I think the biggest demon here was the deteriorating mental health, whatever he was battling in his brain, overcame and took over and consumed him. That's what it all boils down to. It all comes down to the reality that is mental health, that we on the internet tend to make a lot of fun. We poke fun about it, and then it takes someone who's close to you, and then you realize it's a tangible living creature out there that's really affecting people's lives. Anyway, let me just wrap it up, okay? Because I feel like I'm rambling now. The whole point of this video was just to kind of share with you guys how I'm feeling, and it's in its most rawest and most purest form, and to express to you guys that it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to be weak. That is 1000% where I have been for the past week, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I really hope that I was able to connect with a lot of you watching, and for those of you who showed support, and there was so many of you who reached out to me. I can't respond to every one of you guys, but I do want to let you guys know that I read every single damn comment, and you guys it was terrible. It was terrible because it kept making me cry. I was like, God damn it, I'm feeling better. Oh my God, man, I was just such a mess, and you guys kind of pushed me up from there. So I just want to say I do appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate your concern. I'm sorry if I worried you. I just needed to step back. People say when you take a break from social media, it's so much better. They're lying. I hated the real world, goddamn sunlight and going outside. No, man, I guess all my friends are there, so I don't want to be where my friends aren't, where the people I like to be around aren't. But yeah, as you guys can see, I am in a lot better of a place than where I was a week ago. TLDR, it's going to be okay. All right, it really is, and I don't want to sit here and mope around and miss out on opportunities where I can talk with you guys, or miss out on the fun that we can be having, or waste time with the little time that we do have on this earth, not pursuing those memorable, fun, life-changing moments with you guys and the rest of the world. I don't want to waste more time than I've already done. But at the same time, the time that I did take to step back was crucial, important, because I had to kind of really be in my feelings and kind of figure out what the hell I was going through and what was going on. So time wasn't a complete waste of time, but I'm done with that phase. I'm really not into that whole metamorphical concept that people live on with us, through us. I'm really not into that kind of cliche way of thinking when it comes to death. When I think of death, I think of it as permanent and that's it. But after thinking about it and thinking of the impact and thinking of how this has changed me, I think I now have a different viewpoint, because I do know that going forward that this incident is going to make me a different person, and it's going to change the way that I do live the rest of my life. Therefore, Etika will live on through me and through a lot of you guys, all of you who has impacted him. So kind of just theory debunked. He's he's going to be here regardless if we like it or not. And it's my firm belief that if you're a Joy-Con boy, then you're a good dude. I mean, we're not all perfect, but if Etika has impacted you in some way positively, that you're going to change the world in some way, at least the people that are around you. And you're going to push love and kindness and this kind of energy that Etika wanted to put into the world. It's going to spread. And I think that's the take. That's what we take from all of this. So, yeah, that's all I had to say. That's all I want to say. Guys, again, this video is not monetized. If you see an ad, YouTube does stuff, okay? I'm still getting random hate for that. Like, I'm not trying to profit off my friend's death, okay? That's sick. That's very sick. Stop it. I'm not that person. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm going to start trying to make just more content in general. I think that was also kind of leading to me being kind of sad, because when I'm not making content, I get really sad. So I'm going to try. And if you're in a place where you're kind of stuck or you're in a rut and there's something that's affecting you, whether it's Etika's death or someone else's or something else, it will be okay. And there will get to a point when you're ready where you can start trying again. So I'm there. We're there. There are people who care for you and want to see you succeed and want to see you smile and want to see you laugh. Okay, that's there. At the very least, I do. So, all right, we're done. No more sappy stuff. All right, let's get on to this Keemstar. Lay it on. No, but I might really. You guys persuade me not to go in on that, because I might. Anyway, I'll see you guys. I love y'all. All right, have an awesome day.